Hey, Madison, Wisconsin. This is Kaleem Care. It is 12:55 a.m. a.m. October 27th, Thursday. Yes, a.m. Kaleem, why are you up at 12:55 a.m., man? We're worried about you. You're not sleeping, this, that, and the other. Well, you can tell I'm kind of wide awake. Um, couldn't sleep. I had to do this video. I had to get it off my head so I could sleep. I'm gonna go back home and sleep after this. I came back to my office to do this video. So please do not turn it off until I finish. I'm going to do more of these like short videos to talk about how we address some of the challenges that we face because I'm tired of waiting, y'all. Tired of waiting. Tired of people asking me questions too about your test scores and your behavior and all this stuff with kids. We got to do something about it. So I'm here to share with you the NAEP scores came out. National Assessment of Education Progress. People are reporting on it. Once again, the public is saying, oh, ghastly, we have this great achievement gap between black and white students, as though we didn't know this already. I mean, we know this already. Some of the same people that are still shocked send it to me like every 2 years when this assessment comes out. It's eye opening, how shocked we are. However, what we're doing at One City, I want to share this with you. We have a lot of students who are behind academically. Because we're new, we have a lot of families coming here seeking greater opportunity for their children. We've had some kids, Lord have mercy, with some behavior challenges, y'all. Woo! Drive you crazy. But you know what? They can't drive us too crazy because they're just kids. And so we've had some kids that unfortunately One City hasn't worked out for because they can't keep them hands to themselves and fighting and carrying on. But for the most part, our kids can. And next week, we're going to launch something called Prep Year. And prep year is it's a red shirt year for school. We have a lot of kids you are coming to schools, other schools, public schools mostly to us, who are behind, not one, not two, but three or more grade levels behind academically. Three or more grade levels behind academically in math, reading, writing, language arts. It's crazy. So what we decided to do is launch Prep Year. It's a program where our students who are significantly academically behind, not ready for our early college and career programs, was really define our secondary school, very high level. All but one of our teachers have a master's or PhD, so they can provide high levels of instruction. But a lot of our kids aren't ready for that, we discovered. I mean, more than we thought. 45% of my incoming ninth graders, for example, have an IEP. They're in special education. 45%, y'all. Tell me another school around here that has that. People are like, oh, well, what are your test scores going to be? Not very good for a while. You know what I'm saying? Not very good, y'all. But you know what? We're up for the task. We got to find more educators who are up for the task. We, like other schools, are looking for teachers and stuff, or teachers are quitting midstream now because they can't handle it. We've had that here too. We had that here too. But we need people that are about it. So what we decided to do was to have our kids go into a class where I'm actually going to teach the math portion of this class. Because we want to start it right, and I'm really good at what I do. So I'm getting my teacher certification, and I do my CEO job, raise the 15 million or whatever it is we still have to raise for our operations and our facility. Yeah, it's crazy. I got to do that and teach and be available to people in the community because there's not a lot of brothers like me because Madison has failed so many black kids that there aren't enough Kaleems out here to be in 15 million places to help address the 15 million problems that we have. So I'm going to go into the classroom. You know, people are like, oh, you're looking kind of fit. I have to be. I'm like working my butt off to get fit so I don't die doing this work. But I'm going in the classroom. We're going to teach math. We're going to have an hour and 65-minute course. Then there's going to be another 65 minutes for students who are going to have tutors sitting next to them in small groups or one-on-one, working to boost their math confidence, their math ability, and therefore their math skills and scores. And we're going to do that. And because we got to make sure these babies are ready to take college level algebra, things like that. And they're not going to be ready if they're that far behind. And so rather than just push them forward or push them out of class or put them in a remedial class and not give them that kind of support, we're doing that here at One City with very few nickels that we get. And we were like, man, how do you fund this? Guys, let me tell you. Between the state giving us $9,264 a kid this year and our federal funding equaling about $3,700 per kid, about $13,000 per kid, we have to raise the rest, which is about another $8,000 for us. Yes, Another $8,000 we got to raise privately as a public school. Where our local public schools, God bless them, I want to see them do well. Line up. We're trying to figure out ways to work together. We'll spend $23,000 per kid at the same level if you add their exclusionary costs, things that they don't really add into their per pupil, like food service, debt service, things like that. We add all of that into our per pupil as a public charter school. So there's really like a $10,000 gap between what they get and what we get and spend, or what we get publicly and what they get publicly. We have to raise the rest in order, and we got to raise by 8,000 because we got to be a little leaner. It's hard to raise $10,000 per kid for a public school. And we're expected as a charter to produce better results in the public schools in order to stay open. Get that. Wisconsin gave us charter schools with so little money to produce better results for kids, and we have more challenging students with more needs, academic needs, behavioral needs in other schools, but we got to do better. That's a whole nother video. But that's what we're going to do, you all. We're going to produce these results with our kids. We're going to produce some engineers, some mathematicians. We're going to break our necks trying to do it with the little resources that we get. But that's how one way we're going to address the achievement gap. We also have something similar to prep year called Scholars Academy at our early grades, K through 5. And that's where kids who are significantly behind behaviorally, academically, or both, and usually those are in tandem, or who would just benefit from a more personalized learning environment. They don't learn in big rooms well, with other kids, because we always try to fit all the kids into the same box and then wonder why they don't work well. Well, not every kid is going to be successful in a small learning environment or a large one, so we have both. We have 2 teachers in a classroom with no more than 12 kids that they work with. And we double the grade level, so K1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our goal is to get those kids hopefully ready to learn in a more heterogeneous, bigger learning environment, because that's how, if they leave here and go out into the world for college, that's what those classrooms are going to generally look like. So we have something very similar at the early grades. It's personalized learning to get those kids ready for prime time. The same thing in our prep year. So that's what One City is going to do. One of the things, there's other things we're doing, but one of the things we're doing to address these NAEP scores. If you have any questions, hit me up, KCAIRE at onecityschools.org, KCAIRE at onecityschools, plural.org with one spelled out. I'm Kaleem Care, founder and CEO of One City Schools. Come on, y'all, let's get with it. Put our children first. Let's make some magic happen with them and prepare them to be better leaders and produce better results for the world in the future. Peace.